Hello everyone, welcome to Hans Tech Lab. In the previous video of the Spring Boot series, we have learned the controller layer and service layer of Spring Boot API. In this video, we will learn the next layer, which is data layer, which is a key layer and which is used to connect to the database and perform CRUD operations such as create, read, update, and delete. There are a few prerequisites for this layer. One of them is MySQL dependencies. We need two dependencies minimum. One is MySQL driver and JPA. MySQL driver is used to connect to the MySQL database, and JPA in general is used for all the databases for the persistence. Now, let us see in the code in the pom.xml if we have those dependencies. So here is my pom.xml. As you can see, I have already added the MySQL dependency and the JPA dependency. So we have satisfied our first prerequisite. Then to connect to the database, there are a few properties, those are required and which we have to configure in application.properties. Now, if I can see the code in the application.properties, we have added a few properties. One of them is URL, username, password, and driver class name. So these all configurations we are all added. So we have covered the second prerequisite also. Now we need an entity. Entity in general is a class which reflects the database table. Now for that I will create a package. I will call it as entity and I will add a class, create a class, and I will name it as employee. This is the name of the table we have in database. And I will add a tag @entity for this. Now we had three columns in the database table: employee ID, employee name, and employee address. I will create three fields here: private, long, employee ID, and I will add it as ID. And also I will give one more tag: generated value strategy equals to generated generation type dot identity, which is auto. I will give auto. Now we have employee ID. Then we need private string as our second column is employee name, employee name. And the third is private string employee address, as we can see in the database table. So now I have to create a default constructor, a all arguments constructor, and getters and setters. That can be done in two ways. One is by generating first I'll select none. So default constructor has been added. Then second one is all arguments constructor I need. Third one is getters and setters I need for all the fields. So these Default constructor, I mean no arg constructor, all args constructor, and getters and setters can be created without this writing this code with a dependency with a library called Lombok. We will discuss it in the upcoming videos. I wantedly use this strategy. We will discuss about Lombok in the upcoming videos. Now I have the entity class ready. As you can see, our third step is done. Now we need repository. I will create a package called repository, and sorry, I think it got created inside the controller. I will move it to the parent folder. So we have a package called repository. I will create a class employee repository, which is an interface. Now I will extend this with JPA repository. We have to pass two parameters. One is whichever entity we need and its type of the primary key or ID, and I will save it. So the third step is also ready, which is repository. One thing I forgot here is adding the @repository tag. Now we have completed 4 steps. Then we have to write a specific service. Now we had created a first service. I will not use this one. I will create one more interface. I will call it as employee service, and this is an interface actually. And here I will add, in this video we will only do one operation, which is read operation. Further, I will just add an abstract method, list of employee, fetch employees, and I will write a implementation for this employee service IMPL, and I will make it implements employee service, and I will implement all the methods. Only one method we have that we will implement. Now I will annotate this service with @service. So now we will create a field of employee repository, and we will auto-write this for instantiation, and here we will use the employee repository dot find all to fetch all the records of the employee table. So now we have covered this service also. The final step is the specific controller. In the controller layer, I will create one more, or I can use this same controller and I will add one more service, private employee service, and I will auto-write this, and I will create a method public list of employee fetch employees, and I will add a get mapping tag with, as we already have the default get mapping, I'll just add one more get employees or fetch employees any API path. Then here we will use employee service dot fetch employees. Now we have to return this. Return. Yeah. So now the final step also we have achieved. Now let us try to run this one. The application got started. So the path of our API is first inside the first API we have fetch employees API. So now this was our previous API. I will slightly change this inside first API. Now we are calling fetch employees, which should give us all the records present in the MySQL DB, which are these 1, 2, 3 records. As you can see, we got 3 records here: employee ID, employee ID 1, 2, and 3. We can preview properly like this also, in the JSON format. So now we have added the data layer also, and we have fetched all the records of the employee table in this video. In the upcoming videos, we will discuss more about all the CRUD operations, how to insert a record, how to update record, and how to delete record as well. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and share the video, and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.